Welcome back to Leeds Lately for the live watch along of Leeds United versus Swansea City at ELLAND Road. Kickoff is less than 5 minutes away. Let me just turn down the commentary in my headphones. But yes, we have some players coming back into the starting lineup, namely, let's put it on the screen for you, namely Pascal Struijk and Sam Byram come back into the lineup, which is fantastic news for Leeds fans everywhere because they are a massive, massive difference maker in that back four. Pascal Struijk being that conductor from the back, if you will, really dictating the tempo of games, and Sam Byram, who has been fantastic this season, and what an excellent, excellent free signing Sam Byram has been. Welcome, everybody. In the chat, see Roy Huff earlier said Leeds 3-1 against Swansea. And then since then, we've had Ryan Tune saying hi, Karen hi, Rob hi, Martin hi, and Penny hi. Usual suspects in here already. But looking forward to a good game tonight, and hopefully off the back of that draw at the weekend. Well, actually, it was on Friday night, wasn't it? Against Rotherham, that Leeds come back and get back to winning ways, really. I'm excited for this one, and I'm hoping that Leeds can pull a victory out the bag. Kick off, as I say, less than 5 minutes away. Fans just filling into the stadium now, and everybody getting ready for this fantastic midweek action at ELLAND Road. Let's just say, if you find that you are watching the stream and you cannot put anything in the chat down below, that is because you haven't hit that subscribe button. So if you do so, you'll be able to chat with our great chat members who are always here supporting me. So yes, do that, please. Also, it's because we're trying to hit 10k by the end of the season, which is a big ask, but we're going for it. Many more videos coming. Already started uploading more than I usually would, and I'm going to really ramp it up in the next few months. So plenty to subscribe for as well. If you want to, check out the link in the description down below. 10% off classic football shirts if you use Leeds Lately 10 at checkout. Loads of Leeds United shirts on there from ex-players and stuff. Excellent stuff on there. I should say not from ex-players, but they have players' names on the back, and they're the real replica shirts from the time, just in really good condition. That come up through the stream at some point, but I won't mention it again. I'll just pop it on the screen for people to look at. Rob saying, just watching Dan James interviewed on LUTV. Someone has properly busted his nose in the past. Yes, it does seem to be very bent sideways, doesn't it, Dan James's nose? And I think that was way before he even went to Scum, to be honest. So it must have been maybe a childhood thing from Dan James there. Hi all, S Eel is saying 3-0 to Leeds. I'm hoping so. I'm hoping we bounce back and in a big way tonight. Hopefully goals from Joel Pirou and Pirou, because I've heard him say his own name and it's Pirou. Hopefully goals from Joel Pirou and Dan James tonight, as they are obviously both ex-Swansea. And maybe even the third one, a header from Joe Rodon, because he's ex-Swansea as well. Pete Horsley saying, enjoying the Dream. Oh, in the Dream Team series, is that what you mean? Yeah. There'll be another one coming out this weekend. I actually need to message the person who will be on that one. I need to message them and make sure that they're available this weekend, if not sort out a replacement. But the players are walking out onto the pitch now, so they are getting ready to do the handshakes and get ready to go out onto the pitch. Timmy Leeds saying could only be 4 points off Ipswich tonight. Yes, which would be a fantastic for Leeds, a fantastic result if we can do that. And if Ipswich drop points as well, that's great news for us, especially heading into this really congested December fixture list. We've got 7 games in December, I think, so it's going to be a good time for us to try and gain some ground on those players. But yeah. Everybody who's joining me, thanks so much. We've got the likes up to 28 because there's only 30 people in here and 28 of you have liked it. That's how I know it's the usual suspects, the people who are with me every time. So I really appreciate the ongoing support of you guys. Players just walking across the referees now and starting to shake hands with the Swansea City players who have obviously travelled up from South Wales for this game. So hopefully we get off to a good start and a quick start as well, because I know that's what we need. We've struggled in the past, haven't we, with slow starts. I think we've kind of got over that now, and now the problem is we start fast, but then we tail off a little bit. So we just need to cut that out as well. There's actually a video coming out tomorrow of how we fix that, basically, and some tactical analysis going back to the tactics board on Leeds Lately. So yeah, check that out tomorrow. But obviously there'll be this game and the match reaction tonight, so plenty of stuff to watch for you Leeds United fans. Peter Hosley saying waiting for someone to pick Lee Chapman. Well, to be honest, I think it comes with a certain sort of age of people who we have on the YouTube scene. So maybe I'll try and get some older people on at some point to maybe talk about different eras. But obviously they're not as no offense, but some of them aren't as technologically well informed to be able to know how to join me and do the chat and stuff. But yeah, Pascal Strauch and the referees just having and I think the captain for Swansea as well, just having a picture with some young mascots here. Not sure what this is actually for. If someone could tell me in the chat, that'd be great. Hi Lloydis, welcome to the chat. Guessing it might be a minute of silence for Terry Venables. Hi Paul, hi John, welcome to the chat, guys. Yeah, I think it's Terry Venables. So just listening to the PA guys. Okay, it's going to be a minute's applause. Obviously, I can't clap for a minute, but I listened to The Rest is Football, Gary Lineker, Alan Shearer, and Micah Richards' podcast. Listened to that today, and their sort of their glowing reviews of what Terry Venables was like as not only as a manager and a coach, but as a bloke, and it was actually very touching to hear. So I recommend anybody who hasn't seen that yet goes and checks that out, because obviously Gary Lineker was managed by Terry Venables at Spurs and at Barcelona, and Alan Shearer was for England as well. So yeah, he seems like he was a great man, a great coach, great manager, and yes, my respects go out to his family. All Leeds fans know that his time at the club wasn't successful, but I don't think it was through any fault of his own. The minute's applause is over now. Respect paid to a legend of English football, and Leeds United are just taking off their warm-up jackets and getting ready to start this game, this midweek fixture against Swansea City. Beers and cars defined his managerial style. Yeah, Alan Shearer. Gary Lineker said that he used to, at Barcelona, him and Mark Hughes used to go for a glass of wine and lunch with the manager, which he said was a very rare occurrence for something like that to happen with the manager, and it was just a show of how lovely a man he was. We're about to get kicked off here at ELLAND Road. There we go. We are live at ELLAND Road. Leeds United take the kick-off and the ball goes back to young Archie Gray. Then back to Rodon and across to Pascal Strauch. Early signs here are, I know we're 6 seconds in, that Swansea will come out and try and press Leeds a little bit, and they've actually forced Pascal Strauch into a mistake there, and it's going to go out for a Swansea... it's gone out for a Swansea throw in there. Somerville's actually on the counter-attack here, coming over the halfway line. He's got Jorginho and Dan James ahead of him. He's found Jorginho. Jorginho on the left-hand side of the box. Tries to get it across to Dan James. 1-0! Oh, it's offside. It's offside. Oh, my God. Dan James would have scored after 46 seconds, and it's offside. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. They've just chipped the goalkeeper. Is it 1-0? What is going on? What on earth have I just seen? What on this planet have I just seen? So it was a long ball over the top. Pascal heads it. Oh, Pascal headed it straight to Patterson. Oh, God. Tell you what, it's a really, really good finish, but Pascal has just headed that straight back to Patterson there, and he's just chipped it straight over Meslier, and it's 1-0 already from us scoring up the other end. How on earth has this happened this soon? Elland Road's been silenced. Meslier coming out of his box now with the ball, looking for an option, and gives it to Joe Rodon. Meslier up the other end with his long ball, and it's going to drift all the way through for the goalkeeper to come and claim this, and he's sent it long over the halfway line. Won by Rodon. I just... How can that happen? Pirou maybe would have been in there, but he's judged to have fouled the defender. Yeah, potentially going to be a long night, Jeff's saying. Oh, God. How is that? How has that happened? That is just crazy, isn't it? At least it's happened early, yeah. If it was going to happen, as long as it's happened in the first minute, and we've got 88 minutes now to fix it, or 87 minutes to fix it, plus whatever's added on. So, how did Dan James manage to stray offside? He was totally unmarked. I don't know. I'll have to see it back, to be honest. I haven't seen... He can head the ball, Pascal. Well, okay, he can head the ball defensively, Pascal, just not towards goal. But then I just don't think he saw that the player was coming. I really don't think he saw he was coming, and he's just tried to head it back to Rodon, and Patterson's just come in front of him. Terrible. All those people predicted 3-0, and it's out the window in the first 45 seconds. Somerville now breaking, gives the ball to Pirou. Pirou's in on goal. Pirou, 1-1! 1-1 already. What the hell? Oh my God. And it had to be Pirou as well. Oh my God. What is going on? How has this happened? Great goal. Somerville takes it from the halfway line, gives a little pass into Glenn Kamara, gets a 1-2, runs down the left-hand side of the box and just slots the ball into the path of Joel Pirou, who run across him and went on the outside, a bit like his goal against Plymouth. And again, just slots it under the goalkeeper into the bottom right-hand corner. It's 1-1 already. Wow. Wow. Excellent bit of play from Leeds United to get a goal there. And if it's that easy to score against them there, yeah. Are people saying that they've got no sound on the Sky Sports red button, or from me? Because if it's from me, then we can worry. But at least you've got this commentary on. Pascal Strout there chests that one down nicely to Byram, and then he's given it back, and he's had to just chip that one down the line towards Somerville, and Somerville's lost the ball here. Although Byram comes in with a crunching tackle and wins it back, but somehow the Swansea player wins the ball back, and now he's looking to get the ball forwards into the box. He has to go backwards here though. Pirou wins the ball, gets the ball to Ampadu, and Ampadu can drive forward here, gives it to Kamara. Kamara takes a little bit of a loose touch, and now Swansea can break again against Leeds on the edge of the box up against Pascal Strout, Patterson. Then he plays a ball into the box, and Joe Rodon and Pascal Strout, a combination of the two, are able to clear. Ball over the top there, and it was going to be offside, but the striker left it, and eventually Sam Byron was able to clear up and knock the ball out of play. But oh my God, what a start to a game this is. We've had 3 goals in 5 minutes, and only 2 of them have counted. Honestly, it wouldn't be Leeds, would it? It would not be Leeds if we did things easy. Archie Gray slipped there, but luckily it wasn't costly. Good for the heart, yeah. Gets our hearts racing, gets our heartbeats up. Especially considering I've been sat in a desk chair all day at work, so this'll get my heart going. Little headers back and forth here and towards Leeds' corner flag, but Archie Gray is able to pick that one up for a throw-in. I don't know if Dan James was offside then, you know, for his goal. It's hard to tell. I'd have to see another angle. Pirou's done really well there to just calmly pass that one back to Meslier. Now Leeds can start again from the back. Joe Rodon's offering him an option, and then Ampadu comes through the centre and gives the ball straight to a Swansea player. Swansea on the edge of the box, shoot, and it goes over the bar after a deflection. Leeds really need to be careful about playing out from the back here, because Swansea are playing such a high press that we're actually getting caught out a lot of times, and sometimes we just need to bypass that press by playing a longer ball. Looking at the Dan James offside, he literally had the whole goal at his mercy and was unmarked. Why oh why, stray offside. Yeah, I agree, but I mean, we've scored and we're level, so we'll forgive him. Ball curled into the box and headed away by Strauch. To edge of the box, it's shot and then deflected by Pirou and then cleared by Ampadu. Headed back towards the halfway line from a Swansea player. Then Archie Gray heads it forward again to Jorginho, who can pick it up on the right-hand side on the halfway line. He's tackled out by Patterson. It's going to be throw into Archie Gray right next to Daniel Farke's technical box. 97 people in the chat. Let's try and get that like total up, guys, please. But just as Archie Gray is about to take this throw in. Archie Gray then gives the ball to Dan James from his throw-in, but the ball's been nicked off Archie Gray, but Ethan Ampadu is able to pick it up and uses the outside of his boot to play that one all the way back to Meslier. But Leeds are struggling a little bit to deal with the press, and we've seen that a few times from clubs against Leeds this season. But now Pirou has the ball, gives the ball down the line to Dan James. Dan James up against his defender, gets the run on him, nearly gets the ball into the box, but wins himself a corner. Good work from Pirou and Dan James there. Leeds have won a corner. The joy of getting old, eh, Max? Somerville, he's getting ready to take this corner then on the right-hand side. 2 hands up, so I'm guessing back post. Oh no, it's come to the front post. Pascal Strauch got a touch on it, but it was deflected away, and now Dan James is in a foot race with Patterson. Dan James is always going to win that one. Gets the ball back to Meslier nicely. Good work there from Dan James defensively. I mean, when we struggled so much last season we're wearing this kit, Sarah. Don't know if you can see, we're wearing this season's home kit because it's at home, and Swansea are wearing because obviously their home kit's white, but they're wearing their away kit that's a kind of a dark teal colour, maybe. That's probably how I would describe it. An ocean blue, maybe. I don't know, something like that. Really good ball with his weak foot there from Pascal Strauch. Oh, that was nearly an excellent touch from Jorginho. Nice little reverse pass from Kamara then to Jorginho, and then into the box by Sam Byram. Sam Byram's claiming for a handball there from the Swansea City defender, because when he slid to block that cross, it looked like it hit his hand. Yeah, but it was similar to the Newcastle one in the Champions League. It's this kit, literally this one. Have I got a real delay this time? Yeah, it's only like 5 seconds. Ball back to the Swansea City goalkeeper now. Now ball out on the right-hand side with Swansea. Cuts it back to the halfway line. Looks for some options and then goes back again. Good little reverse pass from the Swansea City midfielder there, but it doesn't quite go through to Patterson, and Leeds can claim that one easily through Meslier. Now Pascal Strauch. Ball back to Meslier. Meslier to Ampadu, and then back to Meslier again. Meslier goes across to Rodon. Don't forget as well, Jed Spencer's on the bench tonight, so there's a chance that we may see some minutes from him at the end of the game coming on for Archie Gray. So hopefully he's fit and firing, ready to go. Yeah, John Garside makes a good point about Gary Speed. It was the anniversary of his tragic passing 12 years ago on the 28th, I think it was, yesterday. So yeah, rest in peace very much so to Gary Speed, a legend of the club. Dan James looking to cross the ball into the box now. Dan James with a left-footed cross into the box towards the back post where Byron was going to get there, but it was headed away by a Swansea player, and now Glenn Kamara, about halfway inside the Swansea half, is looking for an option. Gives the ball to Somerville. Being harried here, but the ball back to Kamara is good, and now Sam Byram again down the line. Sam Byram goes back to Kamara. Kamara with a lovely ball into the box to Somerville. Somerville nearly nutmegs the goalkeeper, but it's deflected away. It's a good save by the goalkeeper. It did go through his legs, but came off his heel, and Swansea were able to clear that. But really good play there from Somerville and Byram, and Kamara as well. Kamara has been fantastic for us this season. Now Glenn Kamara again with the ball. Ampadu's little pass is cut out, and now Swansea could try and come up the other end of the pitch, but they're still being harried by Joe Rodon in their own half. Dan James is trying to win the ball here and does, and gets the ball to Jorginho Rutter in a dangerous position. He goes the wrong way and he's tackled there by a Swansea man, and it is Leeds United throw-in just outside the penalty area. Now Ampadu with the ball. Then Kamara. Then Ampadu. Kamara looking for some options here. Has to go all the way back to Joe Rodon and then across to Pascal Strauch. Leeds pinning Swansea in a little bit more now. There's starting to be a pattern develop. Really good ball from Pascal Strauch into the box, but apparently Sam Byram was offside. I think it was offside there. Yeah, Sam Byram. It was a really good pass into Sam Byram into the box there, but obviously he was offside and put it in the bottom corner anyway. But it's now a free kick to Swansea, who have the ball at the back. Leeds now harrying Swansea and pressing them high up, trying to force them into errors, but they've done well to come out the other side. Ball cut back into the number 4 and then back to the defenders again. Header away by Byram. Then Somerville comes forward to Piru. Piru tries to put the ball back into Somerville, but Somerville had been brought down there, and Somerville stayed down. Don't know what it was. He may have took a hit to the face or something with a swinging arm, but Somerville's still down here. Oh, I think he just ran straight into the number 4. Referee has now stopped the game and has gone over to see if Somerville's okay. The medical team are coming on. I think he clashed heads there with the side of the Swansea man's head. Oh, I think this co-commentator on Swansea TV is actually a current player. Just waiting for Somerville to get a bit of treatment here. I don't think it was actually a clash of heads, you know, in the end. I think it was a little bit more that he's winded because he ran straight into a bigger bloke. Rob suggesting one reason why he might be down there. But yeah, I think he just got winded. But I forgot about that, yeah, as well, by the way. Yannick Bolasie has signed for... Yannick Bolasie has signed for, what do you call it? Swansea. I don't know how I couldn't think of that. I was thinking of other things. I was reading Matt T's comment. I can't really change the timer now. It's just, yeah, it's fine. It'll be 5 seconds-ish ahead, but it's okay. It's only 5 seconds, but yeah. As well, by the way, just whilst we have this little break, just make sure that if a goal goes in at either end, you don't say anything in the chat, just because if I haven't reacted to it, then I haven't seen it yet. So it might you might be ahead of me, so it might spoil it for me. So yeah, just try not to put anything in the chat if a goal goes in at either end. Although, having said that, I would appreciate goal updates from other games in the Championship this evening. So if anybody wants to update me when a goal goes in other games, then that would be fantastic. Just let me know in the chat, and we'll keep track of them. Somerville's back up. He's on the side of the pitch now, waiting to come back on. Yeah, we've got 108 people and only 50 likes. Let's try and get that like total up, please, guys. That'd be fantastic. Thanks. Ball have just gone out of the play there for a Leeds throw-in in Sam Byram's position. Sam Byram with the throw-in, then throws it down the line towards Jorginho, but he's been pushed out of play, and it's going to be a Swansea throw-in just inside the Leeds United half. No goals in other games as yet. Thank you, guys. I'm sure the Swansea goal must have been Cooper's fault somehow. Yeah, I think he did sneeze. I saw some footage of him sneezing on the bench, and I think that put Pascal Struijk off. Jorginho, flicks it over a Swansea player's head. Oh, then he tries the outside of the foot pass around the corner to Somerville and just can't quite manage it. But what a lovely piece of skill that was from Jorginho to chip it over the head. Jorginho now pressing the goalkeeper, but he does well to get the ball out the other side, and Swansea can get out, but they don't choose to. They kind of play themselves back into a little bit of trouble here, and Leeds need to press a little bit more, and now they've had to hoof it long. But Leeds have won the ball back here through Archie Gray. Archie Gray looking for an option, and he's had to go the other way. He does really well there, Archie Gray, and it ends up getting fouled by Yates, is it? Just beyond the halfway line. John Garside saying, love the Dream Team series. Some different opinions all around. Yeah, well, that's the thing. That's why, see, there was the option of doing it of like the best, what you think is the best ever Leeds team or your favourite ever Leeds team. And I went for favourite because everybody's different. Everybody has a different opinion. Everybody grew up in a different era, and everybody has different favourites because of that. So you might get someone who's my age or younger who picks a lot of the players from the Championship era, but then you get you get people coming on who are a little bit older, and they'll remember the Champions League era or the 92 last ever First Division title winning era. So it all... yeah, it depends on which era you grew up in, who your favourite players are, because it's mainly who you liked as a kid, isn't it, really? Archie Gray does really well there to keep the ball in. Nutmegs his man and gets the ball to Jorginho, and then Jorginho's kicked from behind, and it's going to be a Leeds free kick. Really good bit of play there from Archie Gray. John saying I'm a bit older, so don't take the P, Max. Yeah, Archie Gray just nutmegs Patterson there, and then I think it's Grimes goes through the back of Jorginho. Now Leeds have the possession on the halfway line. Struijk goes out wide to Somerville, facing up against his man, looking for a few options here. Sam Byram's behind him, and Kamara's inside. Kamara gets the ball back to him with a nice little pass. Now Somerville on the edge of the box. He tries to shoot, but it's blocked away, and then Ampadu can clean the ball up, give it back to Joe Rodon, and Joe Rodon can give it back to Struijk, although he has overhit that a little bit, and Struijk's had to run for it. Struijk's lost the ball there, but won it back again, and now the ball to Sam Byram is good. Sam Byram tries to come inside, but it's just a bit too much for him. I don't think he's skillful enough to manage to do that. Are you going to turn it into an Ipswich watch log at the end as they kicked off at 8 p.m? Maybe. Depends. I have got to do... Ipswich just scored, did they? Oh, God. Swansea coming forward here again. Here's Patterson. Gets the ball out wide. Low. Tries to have a shot, and I think it was deflected off a Leeds player. Yes, it was. Rob saying it also depends. Oh, this is talking about dream teams. Also depends on picking your favourite side versus strongest ever side. Leeds have a pathological hatred of a lot of quality players who left. Yeah, that's true. That is true. Yeah, goal Ipswich. Who are they playing Ipswich? I've just been concentrated on this game, so I haven't actually checked who they're playing against. It's going to be a corner now here. Millwall, thanks. Short corner. Gone to the corner of the box and now tried to cross it in. It's headed away by Sam Byram there. All the way up to the halfway line where Swansea will be able to get a throw in. Yeah, you can tell that the Swansea co-commentator is a current player because he's calling the players by the first names. He's like, "Oh, we could have done better there to pass that to Josh." I don't know who Josh is. Tell me his last name. Swansea goalkeeper with the ball now. Gives it out to the centre-back who drives forward with it and then gets a good ball into the midfield. Glenn Kamara challenges for it, though. But Swansea keep the ball through Jonathan Lowe. Sorry, Jamal Lowe. Jonathan Rowe, Jamal Lowe. I get confused because of the Rowe and Lowe. Ball back with the Swansea centre-backs now. Leicester one up as well. Oh, bloody hell. Thing is, they're just like machines, them two, aren't they? We need to just win our games, and that's all we can do. And obviously, we didn't do that against the thingies last season. Earlier in the season. Another corner here for Swansea. Swansea City still haven't taken this corner. That's why I'm just quiet for a minute. I'm just waiting for them to take it. One arm up then from Patterson, and he goes to take the corner towards a penalty spot, headed away by Byram. Volleyed from the edge of the box, but Dan James blocks it, and now Leeds are going to all pour out of the box and try and get up the field a little bit. Ball back into the box and is away by Byram. Byram with a really good ball into the path of Somerville, who can't quite get on it. Oh, what a touch from the Swansea goalkeeper that is. Ball was hit high back to him and he just pulled it out of the sky. Lovely touch that was. Archie Gray goes back to Meslier. Meslier to Strauch. Strauch to Rodon. Rodon down the line to Dan James. Archie Gray, who then goes to Dan James. Oh, the ball around the corner nearly got to Dan James there, but Timon just managed to get a foot in, the number 14 for Swansea. And it's going to be a Leeds United throw-in right by the Swansea City box. Archie Gray to take it. Joel Piru is coming short as an option. Jorginho. Goes past a couple of players looking for an option. Cuts back, sends a couple of players for a hot dog. Then back into the box, gets a 1-2 off Dan James. Across the box to Piru, but the ball's cleared away, but only as far as Archie Gray, who gets the ball back into the box, and then it's going to go out for a Leeds United corner there. Really good play from Leeds. Jorginho just goes wherever he wants to on the football pitch, doesn't he? Yeah, absolutely. I'm actually going to make a little bit of a... There's going to be a tactical breakdown video in one of the next coming weeks. Every Thursday will be a tactics video. So this week it's about tempo and things like that, and next week it's, or whenever it is, I'm going to do one on how we counter attack and why Jorginho is so important in floating around. Dan James, corner into the box to the front post, headed away. Only up straight in the air, though. It's actually headed straight back out to Dan James. Dan James has got Somerville in support. He goes himself, cuts the ball into the box, headed away to Somerville. Somerville's got not many options, but goes across to Kamara on the other side, who can go out wide to Sam Byram now. Sam Byram crossed the ball into the box. Nobody in there. Headed away and then cleared away, but only as far as Pascal Struijk, who gives it back to Crescencio Somerville. Then Kamara. Then Somerville. Somerville cuts inside. Chips the ball into the box. Headed away. Headed away again by a Swansea player here, and this time it's a foul from Ampadu, who goes through the back of his man. It's going to be a Swansea City free kick just outside their box. Archie's a good little player for his age. He just doesn't look... The thing is about Archie, the best thing you can say about him is he doesn't look 17. He just looks like a... He looks like he's been... He looks like he's been a championship player for years and a very established one. Archie Gray now on the ball. Just as I said that, has had the ball taken off him. Oh, tries to get the ball. The Patterson, who seems to be the one pulling the strings for them, the goal scorer, just tried to play the ball through to his teammate and just couldn't quite, and it's gone out for a Leeds goal kick. Jeff Biss saying Viaplay going bankrupt here in Netherlands, Premier games and occasional Leeds games. But the thing is, they don't Viaplay own the La Liga footage as well. All the La Liga footage I see on Twitter is Viaplay. Ipswich 2-0, and then Sunderland 0, Huddersfield 1. Which is not the end of the world for us, really, is it? Because although we don't like Huddersfield, Sunderland are the ones who are actually a threat to us. Like, they're sort of chasing our tails a little bit. So it'd be important to try and get them to not win. Peru. I'm not going to read that one now, actually, John. Ampadu. Oh, his ball into Peru's cut out and then low with the ball. Now they go back to the centre-backs again here. Really need a win tonight, absolutely. Ipswich is going to have themselves a day at this rate. Ball goes out wide to the Swansea full-back in their own half, and Leeds are pressing, trying to get them to make a mistake and give away the ball. Good ball into the striker there, and then ball down the line to Patterson. Sorry, Patterson up against Rodon, tries to go past him, and Rodon defends it well. And then Rodon ends up kicking the ball out for a Swansea throw-in. Swansea go back again to the defence. It's been a lot calmer of a game since that opening 5 minutes, but maybe Leeds need a bit of that chaos to go up the end and score. Little touch off Somerville means it's going to be a throw-in to Swansea City here. Jorginho just pressing there, but Swansea are able to get rid of that ball, and now they're looking for an option to go forward. Nice little ball into the midfield here where Patterson can pick it up, playing outside of the foot pass into Lowe down the left-hand side. Up against Archie Gray, tries to go for the outside of the foot pass. Archie Gray blocks it, and it's going to go out for a corner. Archie Gray looks disappointed in himself, but there's not much he could have done about that. Hold on, it's a goal kick to Leeds. I'm sure that came off Archie Gray. Ignore what I just said then. Now Meslier. Oh, no. Now Meslier has the ball. Now we can play. Now Meslier sends it long now. Headed down by a Swansea player and then to Lowe. Tries to get the ball back and then Leeds are pressing. Swansea still have the ball though. They do well to get rid of it here. Tries to play a ball down the line for Grimes, but it goes straight to Meslier, and then Joe Rodon can bring it out from the back. Half an hour gone here then, and like I say, the game has settled down a little bit more now from that frantic 5 minutes that started off with 3 goals, then two counted. So it's important that we don't do a Rotherham at half time here. Kamara tries to backheel it there, silly decision, and Ampadu has to clean up for him, but the ball nearly goes to Patterson, but Pascal clears into Peru. Peru goes past his man, does really well there. He's all over his shoulder, but Peru passes the ball out wide to Dan James. Dan James up against the right back on the edge of the box, has a shot, easy for the goalkeeper to collect there, but bit sharper there from Leeds. Dan James just needs to get a bit more on that shot and maybe pass it because it's on his left-hand side. Jeff Biss saying it said at the beginning of the season, Leeds stay in top 6, begin January, and look at fixtures December, January, hectic. It'll decide the second phase of the season. Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah, as long as we can stay around the top until this month and next month, these are the ones where we'll be pulling away, or the opposition will be pulling away from us. And so it's important that we stay with the top of the table, really, and don't fall into that sort of hunting pack that might eventually start to fall away. Ball with the Swansea goalkeeper now, straight out to the right back, first time pass. It goes back to the goalkeeper again, and now he's going to have to go long. Dan James actually wins that header, but goes straight back to a Swansea player. Jorginho tracking back here, trying to win that one. Swansea do well, though, with it. Swansea don't look like a bad side here. I think Leeds have had the better of it, but not by much, and I don't think they look like a bad side. They look like they've come with a plan, and they are actually trying to press Leeds and play out from the back, and you've got to commend them for that, because a lot of teams don't try and play football when they come to Elland Road this season. So it's nice to see that a team's actually trying to play football and be competitive with us. Ball out wide here to the Swansea City winger. I think it's actually the fullback Key. Comes inside, tries to have a shot over the bar with his left foot. It's easy for Meslier to see over there, and he can go and take the goal kick now. Yeah, Karen's right. We need to get another goal before half time and really change that aspect. When Spencer's fully fit, what do we do with Archie? A nice headache to have. Yeah, it is. And I think when Spencer's fully fit, Archie can go back to what we kind of thought he would be this season, which is a development player, really. Somebody who can come off the bench towards the end of games and bed himself in more. Obviously, he's had a lot more minutes than we thought he would because of the injuries to Jed Spence, and because Kamara wasn't fully ready to play when he first came in. But I think for me, our best starting lineup doesn't have Archie in it. I think Jed Spence comes in at right back and Kamara plays in that midfield role. And I think you use Archie off the bench then. And really, that's probably the better way to bed in somebody who's 17. I mean, he's bedded in now, but you know what I mean? To give him the minutes that he needs and still keep him fit and keep him progressing. I think it's good to have him as an option on the bench. Somerville down the line to Byram. Byram tries to cut it back across. It's going to go out for a Swansea goal kick here, I think, because it came off last. Sam Byram, good defending there. Yeah, it's about not burning them out as well, isn't it, Matt? And I think that's important to remember that he's only 17. So yes, he's good, but it doesn't mean that we need to play him every minute of every game. It's only due to necessity that we've done that so well. Is Rutter playing okay? Yeah, he looks a lot better than what he did at. He looks a lot better than what he did at Rotherham. Maybe not to his complete best, but I think that's more due to giving a bit of credit to Swansea of them defending him well. But I think in moments he's looked really good. Leeds have won the ball back here. Ampadu tries to play it into the feet of Jorginho there, but it's cut out, and now Swansea can counter-attack through Patterson. Outside of the foot pass to Grimes, but Rodon's cleaned it up really nicely, and now Archie Gray can turn on the ball. Gets tackled by Patterson, but it has gone out for a Leeds United throw-in about halfway inside the Leeds half. 10 minutes to half-time then here. I can't imagine there'll be a massive amount of added time, but there probably will be a minute or two, because when Somerville went down before, but that's kind of the only real stoppage. So I'd imagine about 2 minutes on at the end of this half. So probably another 16 minutes to go-ish in this half, and hopefully Leeds can get a goal before then. Rutte just played a lovely ball across the pitch on the half volley to Somerville, and now Glenn Kamara has possession just inside the Leeds half. Ball to Somerville, and Somerville's looking for options. Sam Byram's actually inside him here, and don't take that out of context. Has made a run inside the player. It still sounds bad. Just, you know what I mean, don't you? Because we play with inverted fullbacks. Good throwing down the line from good throwing down the line from Sam Byram, and Crescencio Somerville knocks it off a Swansea player and out for what is a goal kick, but I felt like it probably was a Leeds corner that there. I don't really know where they got that decision from, but maybe if I saw it again, I might change my mind. Goalkeeper then with the ball for Swansea City takes it short to the number 33 at the back, and Swansea can attempt to play out again. I think this time he's going to send it long because Leeds are so high up. Picked up on the right hand side, really good touch by the fullback, and then comes inside. Then Key comes back to the defenders, and it's actually going to be a free kick to Swansea just inside the Leeds United half. I think Byram with the tackle on Swansea's Cooper there was the free kick, and now Swansea are playing again. Tries to play a long ball over the top, and Archie Gray heads it away. Dan James and Ampadu can pick it up. Dan James now with the ball on the right hand side. Tries to play a ball over the top to Jorginho. It's got a chance, but no, the Swansea defenders headed it straight back to the goalkeeper, who can pick it up, roll it out, and then Swansea can start again here. Leeds pressing though, the goalkeeper with the ball again. Switches it out wide. Leeds are not having as an effective press as what Swansea had on us in the first couple of minutes here, and Swansea are quite easily able to bypass our press most of the time here, and when they're not, they just happily send it long, which is what we really should have done at the start when we kept getting caught, but it took us a little minute to catch on to that, but we did eventually. Ball out wide here to Key, the Swansea City fullback, up against Sam Byram. Sam Byram's lunged in and it's gone past him. Now Key gets the ball back. Now they have to go back towards the halfway line. Leeds pushing them back nicely and gaining some yards whilst doing so. Ampadu tries to win the ball there. Swansea still have the ball here. They go out wide to Lowe. Well, little 1-2 with the midfielder, and then tries to get it into the box. Grimes tried to turn that and control it and take it with him, but couldn't quite. Jorginho tries to go past his man there as the ball bounced back up to the halfway line, but it's going to be a throw in to Swansea City. Sunderland level 1-1 against Huddersfield. Thanks for the update. Swansea now with the ball coming over the halfway line here. Turns, but Dan James is on him, but his pass has been cut out there by Joe Rodon, and now Leeds can try and counter-attack here. Joe Rodon plays a ball down the line to Jorginho, but Jorginho's making a lot of good runs and standing in a lot of good positions, but not being able to receive the ball. I think Jorginho just put a bit of a shoulder barge in, and the player went flying there, and Jorginho was a bit like, was that really worth flying onto the floor for? We are flat at the front, Rob saying, and Somerville seems to have struggled to shrug that knockoff. Yeah, that's a good point, actually. I didn't think about that. He hasn't really been as involved since, and I wonder if that is anything to do with it. The thing I do think about us being a bit flat at the top, just we'll pause this thought. Somerville's just been brought down there in the corner of the box, and Leeds going to get a free kick here. What I do think about what you're saying about us being flat at the front, I think a lot of it is due to the passes into the front men not being good enough. I think a lot of it's coming from midfield and players like Joe Rodon, who just played that bad pass then, and previous examples as well. All of our other midfielders really have played loose passes and bad passes into Jorginho, so that he doesn't even really get a chance to hold the ball up. So I think it's important that we focus on the quality of our passing towards the front men in the second half, because I don't necessarily think it's actually their fault. Joel Piroux and Glenn Kamara look to be in a bit of a discussion there on the edge of the box. Not sure what that's about. Kerry saying second best so far. They're walking through our midfield. Yeah, I think they are going through our midfield a little bit too easily, aren't they? Somerville with this free kick now into the box towards the back post, cleared, but then Jorginho tries to get onto it, and it's cleared there by Swansea all the way to the halfway line, while Archie Gray can pick it up halfway inside his own half. Now the ball's gone all the way back there, and he's going to go back to Meslier, and Leeds can start again here. Now Strauch. Rodon's come back alongside him now, and everybody's back in position. Second best so far, yeah. They're walking through a midfield. That's what we were talking about. Yeah, they do seem to be a little bit, but I think that might be because we're going quite high to like if you look at it now, we say that we play a 4-2-3-1, but really when Glenn Kamara's in the team, it's a 4-1-4-1-ish. A bit like a Bielsa formation, because Glenn Kamara gets a lot higher and wider and almost alongside Piru at times. And so I think we're actually getting quite high to try and get in their faces. And then when they do bypass us, they tend to go through our midfield quite quickly because we're so high up, and we get caught a little bit. But so far it's not cost us anything really, and maybe Farke's willing to sacrifice that to have more players up in the attack. But at the moment, it's kind of a stalemate on both fronts. Grimes now with the ball. I mean, wait, is it Grimes? Long ball over the top here towards Key, the fullback, and Glenn Kamara does really well to head that away, but he's held on to by the Key there, and it's not been given as a Leeds United free kick, which I don't get, but ball thrown in, back to the number 4, and then back to the captain. Somerville wins the ball back, and Leeds have a chance to counter-attack here. Somerville's going to be brought down here, surely. No, he's not. He's managed to get away from his man. Ball out wide to Piru. Piru coming up against the number 5 into the box. Piru with a chance to try and get the ball out. He's actually got the ball to Dan James now. Dan James, and this counter-attack's kind of died down, but Leeds do have it in a promising position. Out wide with Kamara, then to Ampadu, then back to Strauch and across the road on. And Leeds are going to try and come out and go down the other side now. Sam Byram's actually out on the right wing now, which is a little bit strange. But Archie Gray's almost like in a central midfield role, so it seems as though Leeds are pushing a lot of men forward towards the end of this first half. Dan James now. Dan James manages to get the ball back to Strauch, and then Kamara out wide on the left. Kamara to Somerville on the edge of the box. Somerville goes past one, shoots, deflected, just over the bar, Leeds corner. Good little bit of play there from Leeds, just being able to turn on that speed at the last second and just open something up from Somerville. Just goes past his man and shoots. Wouldn't have been a fantastic shot, I don't think, but it's been deflected by one of the Swansea defenders, and it's going to be a Leeds corner here just before the half-time whistle. I think it's, is it Dan James stood over this one? No, Somerville stood over this corner, one hand in the air. Goes towards the penalty spot, headed away here by Lowe. Then up to the halfway line where Archie Gray can head it back, but then Lowe picks it up again. Now Swansea with a chance to counter-attack here. Leeds do have a lot of players back here, but they have a chance to put the ball down the line. Good tackle there by Archie Gray. It's Patterson who can get this throw in and take it quickly. I think he's actually going to give it to the left back, Timon. Piru now leads with the chance to counter-attack through Jorginho Rutter. Jorginho's got men ahead of him. He's gone to Glenn Kamara, can't quite get on the end of it, and Leeds nearly had a good counter-attack opportunity to score then, but the ball just couldn't quite drop for Glenn Kamara. I don't think Glenn Kamara was quite quick enough to get there, and it was good defending in the end by the right full-back for Swansea, Key. Good ball there from Jorginho to put it right into the path of Glenn Kamara, but Kamara wasn't quite quick enough to get there over the fullback. But Leeds do have another corner, and this time I think it's going to be Dan James to take it. One hand up in the air. Right towards the penalty spot this time, headed by Strauch and straight into the gloves of the goalkeeper in the end there. Scum draw to Galatasaray. You mean scum draw to scum? I think it took a bit of a deflection, you know, Pascal's header there. Didn't get enough power on it, really. Long goal kick there from the goalkeeper. We'll see how many minutes are added on here in a second. Joel Piru picks up the ball, gives it back to Archie Gray, and then comes over the halfway line and gives it to Dan James. Dan James with a really sharp turn on the ball, running up against Timon. He must be terrifying when he's running at you. Dan James with the ball. Why am I seeing the linesman? I want to see Leeds going forward here. Archie Gray keeps it in here against Jamal Lowe. Does really well. Or is it going to be offside? I'm watching it play at Ipswich as their only team on Viaplay, on Dutch Viaplay. They look really aggressive. Is this what we missed? Just asking. There's an element of that maybe, but there's also, I guess, not. Farker's a little bit more of a pragmatic coach than what we're used to in terms of going hell for leather for everything all the time. So sometimes maybe he will be happy with a draw going into the second half and then maybe building on it and trying to nick a goal. I think it's just different styles, really. We've kind of got used to gung-ho football, haven't we? Clearance there from Sam Byram's gone out for a throw-in. I don't actually know how many minutes were added on in the end, you know. Throw in then from Swansea, headed away by Sam Byram. Then Glenn Kamara does really well to get away from a couple of players. Then passes it out wide to Archie Gray. Does really well there, Glenn Kamara. Brilliant play from him. Ball into Dan James. Dan James goes back to Ampadu, his compatriot. Then across to Pascal Strauch, who can drive the ball forward a little bit here. Goes to Somerville on the left-hand side. Leeds need to make something happen soon as the first half's nearly over here. Somerville tries to go inside. Ball taken away from him, and then a long ball cleared from Swansea. Joe Rodon can pick it up and give it back to Ilan Meslier. Meslier to Ampadu. Ampadu looking for some options. Long ball forward here to Jorginho. Oh, what a pass. What a touch. And Jorginho scores! Is it onside? What a goal! Come on! Oh my God, what a goal. What a time to score. I just couldn't believe that we were in and that Jorginho just pulled that ball out of the sky and put it in the back of the net. Wow. What a goal. What a goal. What a pass from Ampadu. What a goal. What a strange celebration from Jorginho and Somerville. But wow. Brilliant. I thought, why is he walking? Is he just waiting for the end of half time? And then just, what a pass. That touch from Jorginho is unbelievable. And then a lovely passes it into the back of the goal. Look at that from... that is why I love Ampadu. My two favourite Leeds players linking up to score there. Unbelievable. What a pass. What a touch. And what a finish. See, that's what I love about Jorginho. We talked last season, I don't get why he wasn't getting the game time. He just did a Harry Potter celebration. I don't get why he wasn't getting the game time last season because he is actually strong. And he held off those players so well there. He's not like a Brendan Aronson who would go down under every challenge. He just held off both of those players at the same time there and just, yeah, brilliant. And just put it in the back of the net. He's so strong. Good upper body strength. Great touch. Great goal. Fantastic. Answered my last point, perhaps, Jeff's saying. Yeah, it was good timing, that, wasn't it? Ampadu. Piru tries to take it down here. Half time there. Excellent, excellent goal just before the halfway mark. Look at Jorginho. He can't stop himself from smiling. Every time another player looks at him, he just gets a little smile on his face. You've got to love him, haven't you? You've absolutely got to love Jorginho. He's any of us. If we got the chance to play professional football for Leeds United, Jorginho is just me. If I scored a goal and every time I caught eyes with the teammate, I'd be going like just smiling, and that is what you like. You got to love a player like that because they look like they're actually just enjoying playing football. Like he really looks like he's having fun, and what a goal that was to what a goal that was at the end of that first half from Jorginho. Yeah, excellent pass as well. I will be back in roughly 30 seconds ish. So don't go anywhere. Hit that sub button, and I'll be back in a second, and we'll chat about that first half. Hello, I'm back. Wow, what an end to that first half. Martin saying, I dreamt that we would score in the 45th minute. It's the revenge for Rotherham, absolutely. What a goal it was as well. Diglett TC saying, yeah, Max, I agree. I was totally puzzled last season how he never hardly had any minutes. I knew he was going to be good, but no one else seemed to see that. Well, the thing is, what I always think is there's a reason why he cost 35 million. He was touted as the next Wunderkind, which is, as you can probably imagine, German for Wonder Kid. And there's a reason why. There was a reason why there was, no, this is silly, but like comparisons to Thierry Henry, just in the way that he plays football. And yeah, it's just mad that nobody saw fit to play him in any games when he cost that much money. I mean, you've at least got to try it. And for me, seeing him now, he's got that bit of magic, that bit of spark that you kind of need in a relegation battle. And like I said as well, he's got that upper body strength where he doesn't seem like a flimsy player who'd fall over, not suited to the Premier League. He seems like he really would be suited. So yeah, it's a bit mad really how he never really got that opportunity. I'm just watching back the first minutes of the game now here on this replay, and Dan James scoring that goal and being offside, and then them going up the other end and just scoring instantly. It was mental. It was a mental start to the game. Yeah, they just long ball up to the top. Pascal heads it back, and then just tell you what though, from Patterson, that is a fantastic finish from him, a really good finish. But Leeds did really, really well to go and get those 2 goals. Yusuf Roland is saying that first touch, yeah, unbelievable. He just plucked it out the sky, didn't he? And he's done that a couple of times, but this time he's through on goal and able to put it in the back of the net. So excellent. Phoebe's Toka World saying, "Come on, great, yeah, absolutely." Just before half time, great time to score. John Shaw saying, I'm not counting my chickens today. I'm not checking my accounts today. Swansea dangerous looking. Yeah, I think Swansea have been decent, you know, and I said that earlier that I do give them credit for having a good first half and coming out and actually trying to play against us. But I do think we potentially have too much for them, and they'll be a bit disheartened now that we've gone and scored that just before half time. So hopefully that knocks the wind out their sails. He's paying off his price tag now. Great goal. I mean, if he gets us promoted, that is paying off his price tag, really, isn't it? Joel Pirou, great finish there. He's the most natural finisher at the club, isn't he, Pirou? And that was a lovely ball through to him and a great goal. Jorginho just looks so happy to be playing football, and I love it. We need to build on this now. Paul Lucas is saying an early goal in the second half to calm the nerves. That would be it, wouldn't it? That would be ideal if we could score in the second half and just at the start of it and really kill the game off. That'd be lovely for us. Rob saying, I think that they kept him out last year as he's a young person, and the toxicity of a relationship, a relegation battle might have scarred him at such an early stage of his career. Yeah, maybe, but then I think as a club, you kind of, if you've got an asset that costs £35 million and he's got a chance to help you out, you've got to use him, really. Ipswich 3-0 against Millwall. Penny Lane saying, good to see me smile. But I'm always smiling, Penny. I'm always smiling when Leeds are winning. When we're actually winning, it's yeah, I'm always happy as long as we're not losing. Gerard saying, just as the goal went in, his footage went down. Tonight of all nights, yeah, very irritating. I tell you what, that Somerville shot where it was deflected off the defender and went over the bar was actually a lot closer than I thought. It actually hit the goal support thing behind the goal and was very close. Then you had Pascal's header that went into the gloves of the goalkeeper. If he'd just got a bit more purchase on that, it probably would have been a goal, because from that distance out, it's not... yeah, if he'd have put it either side of the goalkeeper, I think to the goalkeeper's left, then it would have... sorry, the goalkeeper's right, it really would have Yeah, made a difference. Yeah, this one that nobody closes down Ethan Ampadu. I just don't think they realise his passing range. And then Jorginho, obviously, wonderful touch, holds off the player and then just puts it in the back of the net. Wow. Yeah, because I think the opposition fans are, I think they're misjudging the passing range and the passing ability of Ethan Ampadu. Not opposition fans, even opposition players and opposition teams, because they just let him have it. They just let Ethan Ampadu have it in loads of space, and then Jorginho makes a run and he just picks him out perfectly. Like, Ethan Ampadu's got that in his locker. I mean, he just sees it. He sees him make the run and he just goes, okay, then there you go. It's on a plate for you. Jorginho, fantastic touch. Puts it in the back of the net. Wonderful. It's exactly what you want to see. We need another. Phoebe's Toka World is saying, yeah, we do. But we're certainly in a better position than we were just before we scored that goal, aren't we? So I'm very happy with scoring that one right before half-time. Munchy Toy saying, I think Rutter will benefit from being one of, if not the Championship's outstanding players. Can only help him in terms of confidence. Yeah, he will think that he's the bee's knees. But I almost do think, though, the way that he acts, I don't think he's that cocky. I think apparently he's quite a quiet person as well, according to some of the other players. I think they've said he's quite a quiet person. He's quite reserved, and he just goes out and expresses himself on the football pitch. And so I can't imagine it would go to his head. So it probably would just be good for him, for his self-confidence and his self-belief, that he realises that he's tearing this division apart and doing such a good job in it every week, and he's such a joy to watch. So yeah, hopefully he gains a lot of confidence from that. And if we do get promoted, then you can see him having a good season in the Premier League, to be honest, with the way that he's playing. As he gets older and more mature, you've got to think that he will be good enough to do it in a higher division. Obviously, he already done it in the Bundesliga and did really well, and that was when he was even younger than he is now. So yeah, we have signed a Wunderkind, as the Germans would say. John Shaw saying, I hope the 49ers can stay strong because I feel big money will be offered in January for our top stars. I just don't think it's really an option for them. They've got money. They don't really... That was weird. I just looked up and I can just see the full moon. They've got money, haven't they? They've got a big bank worth of money, of all their investors' money. They don't really need to take the money. And really, they kind of need to focus on keeping the players. It's more about retention. I mean, actually, when we went down, a lot of the higher management of the club said it is more about retention than it is about... it's more about retention than it is about buying new players, particularly because obviously we have players that are of Premier League standard. And I think, to be honest, the same thing applies in January, that we need to retain these good players rather than sell them. And I don't think often, to be fair, you see when Championship players get bought by Premier League clubs and other such clubs, it's usually at the end of a season. You don't often see that in January because obviously these Championship clubs are pushing for promotion and pushing for playoffs, whatever their situation might be in the Championship. So they're not going to be likely to actually let players go at that time. And I think, yeah, Leeds don't actually have any need to sell any of their players. So hopefully, we keep those, and I can't imagine them going anywhere unless it's somebody like Willie Nonto trying to actually force himself out of the club, in which case go and we'll get somebody else in. Diggler TC is saying Jorginho Rutter is my favourite player. He's freaking awesome. Yeah, I really like Rutter. I really like him, but I think for me, my favourite player is Ampadu because of his ability to do what he just did at the end of that first half and pick out the run of Jorginho. There's not many players in the Championship really who would be able to put that pass right over his shoulder, right onto his foot. I don't think there's many players in the Championship who'd be able to do that, and the fact that we've got one is great because it's a really good asset to have. John Shaw saying, okay, I get they have money. Let's hope the players want to remain at this level when big clubs come knocking. Yeah, I think the only ones who particularly, like I say, would want to maybe go is the likes of Wilfred Gnonto. I can't imagine too many others wanting to go, especially because they're all actually having a really good season as well. So you can imagine that they're actually enjoying it and they feel part of something and they feel like they're pushing for something and they want to go up. I don't imagine that it would be a weird feeling leaving halfway through that season and going somewhere else to be in a completely different situation. And let's face it, a lot of our players are very young. The older ones aren't really going to go anywhere. The younger ones are young, so they've got years ahead of them, and I don't think a year in the Championship harms anyone's career particularly. I think it's a good experience to get as a young player. Liam B saying, I missed the first half due to family matter. How did Leeds play, Max? Well, the first 5 minutes was hectic. We scored an offside goal, then they went up the other end and instantly scored within the first minute, and then we scored straight away afterwards through Joel Piroux, and then after that it was a pretty even half, to be honest. I think they had the better of maybe what was in midfield until a bit later in the half when Leeds started to get a grip of that. Leeds couldn't really make it stick up front, but then neither could Swansea. It was a pretty evenly contested half, I would say. I don't know if other people in the chat would agree or not. I think it was actually a pretty evenly contested half until that amazing pass from Ampadu and the amazing touch and goal from Jorginho there at the end of the first half. So for me, it was a pretty even, but I would say that Leeds just had the better of it. Swansea players have actually just come back out onto the pitch now, by the way. So they're getting ready to start this second half, but Leeds haven't come back out onto the pitch yet. I get a bit confused sometimes as well. Grimes is the captain, number 8, and Yates is the striker, number 9, but I was sometimes saying them the wrong way around, so apologies for that. I won't do that in the second half. It's Yates up front and Grimes in midfield. Remember, Max, remember. Leeds players still haven't come back out onto the pitch other than the actual the substitutes who are just kicking the ball around. Adam Wedgwood saying, I'd like to see Spence get a few minutes this game. Yes, me too. But I think potentially for the last 20 minutes, 25 minutes maybe would probably be best. Although I don't know, because yes, it'd be good to see him get some minutes, but if Archie's having a good game and we can avoid even risking getting any injury to Jed Spence, any further injury, and we can have him a little bit more fit for the weekend, then maybe I would go with that option. Players are heading out back onto the pitch now, the Leeds United players. So I will just get ready to start the second half. Make sure you hit that sub button if you find that you can't put anything in the chat down below. That's just because you haven't hit the subscribe button yet, and you'll be able to chat in the chat once you have done so. This is the lineup as well, for those of you who are wondering. Second half about to kick off, and I shall put it on the screen when it has started. Patterson getting ready to take this kick off for Swansea City then. Referee just about to blow the second half start whistle. Here we go. We are underway here at Elland Road in the second half of this midweek championship clash. Leeds United against Swansea City. That Leeds United currently lead 2-1 through a great Jorginho goal at the end of that first half. Let's hope, though, that Leeds can maintain that pressure and go and get a third one and try and kill this game off. Ball with Meslier at the moment, though. Meslier picks that one up and then rolls it out to Pascal Struijk. How are we liking Joe Rodon, United Spurs of America, saying he's great. He's fantastic. He's a lot quicker than what I would have imagined him to be before he came here. So Pascal Struijk, who obviously you'll know from his time in the Premier League, is a little bit slower, but he's been really good this season, Struijk, and he reads the game really well, but he's a little bit slow at times. So Joe Rodon's really good at covering for Pascal Struijk, covering for his fullback as well, Archie Gray, and getting his body between the defender and the goal and the ball, and sort of harrying those players into shielding it back to the goalkeeper and stuff. He's been very, very good at that. Very solid, good defender, Joe Rodon, and I've been so happy with him so far. He's been a fantastic loan loan option for us so far. All of us would love to get him on a permanent. In fact, everybody would snap your hand off if we could get him on a permanent in January. That's how good he's been. So yeah, everybody's loving him. I always felt like he never got a fair shake at Tottenham. I'm happy to see him get consistent game time. Yeah, if he's fit, he'll be in the team every week because he's been excellent for us. So it's really good for his career to get it up and running again for him to get this game time. And of course, he's got Jed Spence as well, who's just returning from injury, who's on the bench tonight, who obviously knows very well. So that's obviously helped him settle in quite well as well. So yeah, Pascal Strout now with the ball. Out to Sam Byram at left back. Then Glenn Kamara. Glenn Kamara tries to play the ball down the line to Sam Byram, but it's been picked up by a Swansea player, and now Glenn Kamara wins it back. Glenn Kamara's done really well there to get the ball to Somerville. Now Somerville, little reverse pass to Kamara, and then another pass to Somerville again. Somerville gets tackled, though, and it's going to be a Leeds throw-in just by the technical areas here. Sam Byram's going to take that one. He's got options of Somerville ahead of him, and Jorginho is coming to get the ball to feet and does so. Jorginho's been kicked a little bit there, but somehow manages to come out with the ball excellently. Tries a little reverse pass to Joel Piroux. Does well to get it back to him. Now Jorginho's got the ball again. Jorginho on the edge of the box. He's been fouled there, and it's going to be a free kick just outside the Swansea City box. United Spurs of America saying big ups, new sub. Appreciate your answering my question. No worries, mate. Yeah. Well, fans of any club are welcome in here as long as you're not a Manchester United fan. And as long as people come in and ask questions and be nice and polite or whatever, we'd love to have you. So yeah, don't worry about that. Rob Bailey saying we need to learn from Ben White. If we simply stumped the cash out of our fortunes, would have been very different. Yeah, I agree with that. I totally agree with that. I actually mentioned that on Dream Teams when I think Lockie picked Ben White. I think if we'd have had him our last couple of seasons in the Premier League, would have been a lot better because we wouldn't have had Robin Koch or Diego Llorente as our starting right centre-back. So, yeah, I personally think if we'd have signed Ben White, would have been a lot better off. So if we can get Joe Rodon, even if they hike the price up a little bit, as long as it's not ridiculous, like 50 million, as long as it's not ridiculous, if it's like 20 million, 25 million, I think it's worth just paying for it because I think he's fantastic. I don't think we could possibly get him in January, to be honest. But let's go back to the game because Leeds have a free kick on the edge of the box. Joel Piroux. Joel Piroux shoots straight into the wall, but now Somerville in the box with the ball. Against Joel Piroux shoots, and now it's deflected tamely through to the Swansea City goalkeeper here. Poor, really, free kick. But Swansea gave the ball away there, and the Leeds have actually got the ball back again. Now Jorginho tries to get the ball through to Somerville, but can't quite do so. And I think Swansea are having a little bit of a panic here, and they try and get the ball up to the halfway line. Leeds win it back, though. Kamara with the ball. No, taken away by Grimes. Outside of the pass forwards. Joe Rodon, again, comes across. This is exactly what I was talking about to United Spurs of America. Joe Rodon just sweeps across really nicely in these situations, comes across, and when a ball goes past Strauch or Byram or any of our other defenders on midfield, he's always there to just come across, tidy things up, and he's won Leeds a throw in there. So good work from him, and now Sam Byram has the throw in just outside the Leeds box. Penny Lane saying hit the like button please for Max. Yes, thanks guys, please hit the like button. We're over 100 likes now, so that's fantastic. Thanks for everybody who has joined me. I really appreciate you coming in here. Sam Byram with a nice throw down the line for Joel Piroux. They're going to have to go back to the goalkeeper here, Swansea. Comes out the other side and looks for an option and has to send it long this time. Swansea taking less risks with playing out from the back now in this second half, it seems. Glenn Kamara's been brought down there inside the centre circle, though. And Leeds have won a free kick here. United Spurs of America, what do you think about Jed Spence? Give me your opinions on Jed Spence. He's on the bench tonight. He's been injured, but yeah, obviously he's back on the bench tonight. So hopefully he can stay fit because obviously he won Championship Player of the Season a couple of years ago. But have you seen anything from him at Spurs that you particularly like, or would you be happy to let him go maybe in next summer if we do get promoted and we want to keep him permanently? We haven't really seen much of him, to be honest, so far. It'd be nice to see him actually play some games for us. Swansea now with the ball on the halfway line, looking for options, and they go backwards again. Jeff Biss saying regarding Rutter and Somerville, it's also the Championship, not the Premier League. Different. Yeah, of course it is. Yeah, it is different. But that's what I'm talking about. With I think Jorginho's more suited to it, to the Premier League than Somerville. But Jamal Lowe comes into the box now, tries to get it across the box, and Ampadu's there to clear that one away. Somerville now with the ball on the left hand side, looking for some options here. Goes back to Byram safely. Now Byram to Strauch. But yeah, what I was saying, I think Rutter suits it, the Premier League a little bit more because he's got that little bit of more about him in terms of upper body strength and things like that. Joe Roden with the ball. United Spurs of America saying, to be honest, I like his profile as an athlete. He has pace, decent progressive balls going forward. He just allegedly has training and attitude issues, which is why he never stays at Spurs. Thought Ange would, and I guess I'm going to be another comment. But yeah, I haven't really heard much about any attitude issues and stuff, but I know that defensively he's probably not the best player in the world, but going forward is kind of what we really need him for. Sam Byram going down the left-hand side, gets the ball into the box towards the back post and cleared away there by Swansea. It's going to be a Leeds United throw-in. Just ball bounces over Bamford and Jed Spence, who've been warming up, and it's going to be a Leeds throw-in. Now Glenn Kamara across to Ampadu, out wide to Archie Gray. Leeds looking for a way to get the ball into the box here, but at the moment they're struggling to do so. Dan James goes down the outside. He's got Archie Gray with him. Archie Gray not offering much of an option at the moment. He needs to call for the ball and does so. Goes past a man, goes into the box, Archie Gray, but then loses it from Jamal Lowe. It's going to be a free kick. Good chance for us to read this comment. Thought Ange would, but he was okay with him. Thought Ange would want to keep him, but he's okay with him leaving. I think it was because of those issues. If you could keep a head on good, I think you can get a gem. I liked us signing him, just never used his skill set. Yeah, I think... Oh, Jorginho into the box. Somerville shoots over the bar. Come on, Somerville. You've got to put that in the back of the net. When he was at Sunderland, he had issues with the manager, loaned to Nottingham Forest, and then tweeted his old manager about the promotion. Oh, yes. Yeah, about... he tweeted biting his medal to Warnock, didn't he? But yeah... I think if once he gets fit and once he's playing in the team every week, I think he'll be fantastic for us this year. Southampton 1-0 up, annoying. To be fair to him, Conte didn't want to sign him, but the club did. Yeah, I think that was a similar situation with Rodon as well, wasn't it? That Rodon wasn't actually wanted by Mourinho, but was signed anyway. I'd love a goal for Ampadu, who deserves it for his performances. Eventually, one of his strikes from distance has got to go in, hasn't it? And eventually, it'll probably be bloody goal of the season or something. But Leeds have a throw in here. Sam Byram into Somerville. Ball down the line here for Swansea. Good little attack they've got going here. Sam Byram, though, has tripped a Swansea player, and it's going to be a free kick to them. He has great pace going, good with the ball going forward, 50-50 defensively, can contribute to a lot of facets, just need motivation, IMO. Yeah, and I think sometimes a certain manager could do that. I can't imagine that if Mourinho didn't want a player that he would be particularly inclined to try and help him get into the team or anything like that, or give him one-to-one time. So I'd imagine that somebody like Daniel Farke would really appreciate having him as an asset, might give him a bit of that boost that he needs to feel important, to feel like he will get... he will be in this team and will do good things for Leeds. So I think, yeah, this could maybe really help his career. I think it's a good move for the player personally and for Leeds. I think it's a win-win. Patterson with the ball into the box here. Meslier punches away well to the edge of the box, and it's headed away by Somerville. Key boots it right up in the air, and then Archie Gray chests it down. Nice little flick down the corner to Piru. I think that's actually offside to Swansea, but Leeds are complaining because they did have a little bit of an advantage then. We're excited to get the prospect. He was on my channel when we signed him. I chose him in the summer as a dark horse Ange weapon, but I was wrong and he was loaned a week later. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you can see it yourself, can't you? But for some reason they can't particularly see, can they, that he might be a good player for them, but obviously they see the internal goings on. But yeah, hopefully what do you call it? Hopefully he has a good season for Leeds. Swansea aren't as bad as I'd hoped, Timmy Leeds is saying. Yeah, and I think they're... I do give them credit, Swansea, because they are actually coming out and trying to play against us. Joe Rodon here with the ball inside to Piru. Piru with a nice little pass to Kamara, but Kamara tackled. Good tackle from the midfielder there, but they have to play back to the goalkeeper, and Somerville and Jorginho are really pressing here. They do well, Swansea, to bypass the press. They really do. It's going to be a free kick here to Swansea after Cooper has been knocked down. Yeah, rest in peace, Gus, as well. I think there was a Leeds fan who's passed away recently, and it was in the 56th minute. There was a minute's applause for him. So nice to see the Leeds fans, the Leeds family, paying their respect to him. Arsenal are 5-0 up in the Champions League, are they? Oh, my God. Low with the ball. Comes inside. Gives the ball out wide to Key. Key's going to have a shot, and it's blocked by Byram. Does well there, Byram. Now Key on the right-hand side by the touchline. He's been forced away by Byram here. Byram's done well so far. Ball's going to go back to the holding midfielder. Ball around the corner, and then Strauch's able to just shield that one out for a Leeds goal kick, as Fulton had done really well there to get the ball forward, but in the end it wasn't to be for Swansea's attack, and Leeds can get the goal kick going. Is there any scores on the doors, guys? Give me Championship scores, give me Champions League scores, any scores. I'd be happy to hear them, just because I like football. So yeah, don't mind John saying about Arsenal being 5-0 up in the Champions League. Someone just give me a shout, yeah. If Archie Gray's done really well here coming forward. Gets the ball inside to Dan James. Dan James probably should have left that for Piru, and then Dan James' ball is cut out there. But Dan James does really well. Inside the box, Dan James shoots, and it's just saved there quite easily by the Swansea goalkeeper in the end. Blackburn 2-0 up. Thanks, John. That's the first time that Swansea have been playing out from the back and actually sort of made a mistake there. Dan James did really well to just nick in and take the ball off Fulton, but he tried to bend it in the bottom corner. He needed to put a bit more power on it, Dan James there. Blackburn 3-0 up. Any other scores in the Champions League? Anyone? Jamal Lowe's complaining about that throw in then, but I think it's going to be a Leeds throw through Archie Gray. Ball back to Ampadu, and then I think he's going to go all the way back to Meslier. I think Swansea, as the game have gone on, have sat a little bit deeper and not really tried to press anywhere near as much as what they did at the start. I don't know whether that's something to do with the fitness and them thinking that they can't maintain that for too long, or whether it's a game plan for them to sort of slowly sit deeper and then hit us on the break later in the game. But at the moment, Leeds are pretty happy for it to be like that. 2-1 Madrid versus Napoli. Thanks. Nice one. Joe Rodon with the ball down the line, but there's nobody to latch onto that, although Joel Piroux will press the defender. Tell you what, though, what I have noticed tonight is that Joel Piroux has been in the number 9 role a little bit further forward a lot more times than he usually would be. John Shaw saying, who's your signing of the season so far? Mine's Byram, due to his costs and expectations pre-season. For me, it's got to be between Byram and Ampadu. I mean, if you're talking purely value for money, then it's got to be Byram because he was free and he's playing excellently. But let's say out of the players that we actually paid money for, Ampadu for me, because I just think he's been fantastic in that midfield role. I think we'd be struggling without him. 4-1 to Hull. Nice little ball down the line for Somerville. Somerville knocked over there, but it's actually going to be a Leeds throw-in. Or is it a free kick, actually? It might be a free kick. I think Cabango just knocked over Somerville. 2-2 now in the Napoli game, and Anguissa, the one that used to play for Fulham, he's done well to go to Napoli and play so well for them, hasn't he? It was getting turned around a lot by Jude Bellingham and Rodrigo first half. 4 million for Kamara. That's also a good shout, Timmy Leeds. That's also a really good shout because Glenn Kamara has been fantastic. I love the way he turns on the ball. He's always positive with it. He always tries to get forward. He tackles well as well. I'm really happy with him. Great tackle there, though, and Leeds can come forward. Ball into Dan James in the box. Dan James through on goal. He shoots. Goal! 3-1! Dan James, who used to play for Swansea, taps the badge. Oh, that's the Adidas sign. Taps the badge as he goes to the Leeds United fans, and Leeds are 3-1 up. Super Dan James, absolutely. What a pass that was. Tell you what, though, what a tackle it was in midfield. I think it was Ampadu. I want to watch this replay again because that tackle in midfield is unbelievable. And again, I told you, Dan James is having a fantastic... Oh, Sam Byram. Tell you what, we're talking about him being such a good player. Sam Byram into Jorginho. Great pass into Dan James. Dan James finishes it off with his weak foot. Excellent. Excellent stuff. Dan James is having a really, really good season. His best season by a mile in a Leeds shirt. I know it's in the Championship, but he's having a fantastic season, Dan James. Really happy with him. And yeah, 3-1 to Leeds. Excellent, excellent stuff from Leeds United. Sunderland losing 2-1 as well. That's good. United Spurs of America saying great play-by-play commentary. I don't have to watch the game. I can listen to it. Yeah, thanks. I've improved a lot since I started doing these streams, but my voice does get a bit tired because because there's nothing on the screen, I have to mention everything. Because obviously some people can't get the footage. Southampton 1-0 up. Great stuff from Leeds United there. Great goal. Have to lubricate the old vocal cords. Vocal cords. Leeds 3-1 up now. Let's just hope that we can keep up with the pace now and not slow down like we've done in other games. Thanks, James. Really, really appreciate that super chat. Thank you so much. Those donations mean a lot to me when I'm doing these streams. United Spurs of America saying got a soft spot for Leeds when I saw a doc series about Leeds. Yeah, take us home. And yeah, I mean, it was hard not to like Leeds under Bielsa. Now Jorginho with the ball on the right-hand side, up against Grimes, looking for an option here. He's going to try and go past him. He does so, curls the ball up round to the back post, and Somerville brings it down, but Somerville actually takes it down with his face and ends up falling over. Does really well, though, to win the ball back there, Somerville. Are you taking the mick, ref? I'm sorry, but that's a really good bit of tracking back from Somerville. Good tackle, and he's given it as a free kick. I'm sorry, but that is not a foul. He got the ball. I think Somerville did really, really well to come back and win that, but Swansea now with the ball back. But yeah, it was a great series, wasn't it? Take us home. And it was hard not to love us under Bielsa because we just did play really good football up until the point where it all started going wrong. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's... The thing is, a lot of people, I actually uploaded a video on Monday that said, why does everybody hate Leeds United? Because they seem to, but when you're actually in it, when you're actually part of Leeds, it's such a nice club and atmosphere, and the fans are great. The passion's amazing. It's such a nice thing to be a part of, and it's almost, I feel sorry for people who don't like us sometimes, because I'm like, we're great. Like, I know it's not always been the best on the pitch, but we've always had a great support. Ball out wide there into Jamal Lowe for Swansea, going into the box, and then Joe Rodon clears that one up. Lovely. Great positional awareness there from Joe Rodon just to come inside, take that ball off Patterson, and put out for a throw in here. Swansea having to go backwards here. You want 4? Well, you want 4. Hope Wednesday do to Leicester what they did to us. Yeah. Is it still 0-0? Key trying to cross that one towards the back post. Archie Gray pushed in the back a bit by Jamal Lowe, but the ball goes all the way out to the other side. Ball into the box this time, headed away by Rodon. Now Piru. Piru looking for some options and plays a long ball down the line towards Dan James. Dan James is going to chase that one down, but it's just curling away from him. He can press, though, and it's gone back to the goalkeeper, and they've got safe possession with it now. Liam B saying Byron way better than Firpo. Absolutely, yeah. Firpo, he doesn't... See, he's been injured, so he hasn't had that much training, but he doesn't know how to play this system. He's too high and wide, and actually our fullbacks make inverted runs in this system, and he seemed to be high and wide doing overlap still, which is not what Farker wants him to do. So he seemed to be actually not really understanding what his role was in the system, not being back when he needed to defensively. I think Byram's just 10 times the player that he is. my dog's better than Firpo and he's 13. I think the captain's armband just came off Grimes and he's just put it back on again. So we'll be resuming soon. Firpo's never been a good fit at Leeds and never played enough football to adapt. But the thing is, that's what annoys me, because we know that Firpo for his Spanish teams was only good when he was in a back. This is really good counter-attack. I'm just going to pause. It's been cleared out there by Ben Cabango, I think it is. Firpo had only ever been good in teams where he played in a back three. So I don't really know why... Sorry, I don't really know why he was bought, because he was never going to work in a back four. That's why it didn't work at Barcelona. So it was a silly decision to even buy him. It's another questionable auto signing. But for me, it's... Jorginho did really well there, but Fulton's just gone right through him. But for me, it was never a good fit. And yes, to sell him in January would be a great option. To try and get somebody else in just as a backup, even if it's a youngster from somewhere. Peru now with the ball. Out to Kamara. Then Byram. Byram into Jorginho again on the left-hand side. Jorginho goes past his man, gets the ball into the box, but straight into the grateful gloves of the Swansea City goalkeeper. Ipswich 3-0 up still. Blackburn 3-1 up. Did Ian Hart have kids? I don't know, to be honest, but I don't think they'd be old enough quite yet. Or maybe they would. Maybe. Don't know. I mean, Sam Byram could have kids and they'd be playing for Leeds. Sam Byram could literally be Archie Gray's dad. And they're playing a left fullback and right fullback. Mad. Swansea just coming over the halfway line now with the ball. After I was chatting that nonsense. Now Dan James, inside to Glenn Kamara. Looks for an option. Looks to go forward again. He's always positive. Ball taken off Somerville, though, by Key. And now Cooper can try and come forward. Cooper tackled a little bit there by Sam Byron, but it still goes to his man Key. Then a good tackle there by Glenn Kamara, and it's gone back to Joel Piroux. Leeds with the chance to come forward again here. I think Pirou's going to come back to Kamara as his option. He does so. Kamara brings it into the final third here. Now Jorginho on the left-hand side does a couple of ball rolls, looking for an option. Drifts into the box. He's got two players on him, and he goes past both. Nearly keeps the ball in, and then slips. And it's he looks for a penalty there, Jorginho, and the commentator seems to think it may have been one. He goes past his man, and then I don't know. I don't think there's much in it. Leeds are making two substitutions now. Jorginho coming off with a big smile on his face. And Patrick Bamford and Wilfred Gnonto coming on. Gnonto coming on for Dan James, and Jorginho coming off for Patrick Bamford as well. So hopefully Bamford gets a goal here, and Gnonto maybe gets an assist or something just to build up them two confidence, considering that they've been left on the bench. Could we ever get a fee for Firpo and Bamford? I think we basically have to give them away now. I think together maybe you get a couple of million for them both. I think Patino, the youngster on loan from Arsenal, is coming on for Swansea now, and somebody called Cullen as well, who, let's be honest, I've never heard of. So it's Fulton that's coming off, and I don't know who the other one was that came off, but basically you've got some new players on now for Swansea as well. Rob saying, I think it's abundantly clear that Bamford is on his way out, but I would like to see him go out in a dignified fashion. Yeah. Oh, yeah, John Gibson saying, well done to the guys who've gone off. Yeah, Dan James had a good game as well, I think, and I think Jorginho's had a fantastic game again, getting his goal there. Good ball back to the Swansea goalkeeper, and he lumps it up to the halfway line. Ampadu heads it backwards, and now Strout can play the ball back to Ilan Meslier. Meslier Gives the ball back to Strauch. Strauch to Meslier again. Meslier to Ampadu. Then to Strauch. Strauch looks to bring the ball forward. Into Byram. Back to Kamara. Back to Strauch and then back to Meslier again. Apparently that player that came on is also called Harry Darling. Oh, Harry Darling. Joe Rodon now. Buy one, get one free, sell for Firpo, get Bamford for free. I think we'd probably be better off selling Bamford and giving Firpo for free. One eye on Burrow, I guess, but risky at 3-1. Kamara. Now Nonto, cutting in off the right-hand side. Drops it off to Ampadu in the centre circle. Gives it to Somerville, and then Somerville takes a little touch, gives it back to Ampadu. Leeds lose the ball. Jamal Lowe. Now Nonto picks it back up, going down the right-hand side. Tries to go past Jamal Lowe, and it's going to be a free kick to Leeds. Outside the Swansea City box there. Nonto seems to be in a bit of pain, and Jamal Lowe's got himself a yellow card for that. I think Nonto just tried to come across him, and he was just shoulder barged by Jamal Lowe there, and Leeds are going to get a free kick and a chance to put the ball in the box here. Not that we really have anyone who will finish this off. I mean, Sam Byram is probably the best header of the ball on goal that we have in this. Although, yeah, Bamford and Pirou could get on the end of it. Forgot that they were both up there as well. Somerville then trying to put the ball in the box. Does so. Goes to the near post and cleared away. Come on, he's got to be a better delivery than that. Nonto comes back. Gives it all the way back to Ilan Meslier. Meslier to Kamara. Kamara to Rodon. Rodon turns on it and looks for an option. Rodon again. Out to Meslier. Swansea just not really pressing anymore. They're kind of just sitting in a little bit of a mid-block, but not actually trying to press Leeds. Pirou now back to Rodon, and then I guess back to Meslier again. Yes. Out the other side to Strauch. I mean, Leeds don't really need to come forward, but it would be more ideal for me to see the ball up in the final third of Swansea's half rather than us playing it around at the back. Pirou gets this throw in back to Byram, and then Byram tries to play it through to Bamford but can't, and Swansea pick up the ball back through Grimes. Bamford now chasing down Cabango. Cabango goes back to the goalkeeper and Nonto chasing him down. Ball cleared up to the halfway line where Sam Byram wins the header. Back to Ampadu and then forward to Kamara. Kamara with a nice little turn on the ball. Goes wide to Somerville. Somerville's got Kamara with him. But plays a nice little reverse pass into the box where Wilfred Nonto can pick it up. Wilfred Nonto has to come back outside the box and give the ball to Somerville again. Back to Nonto. Nonto tries to go in the box. He's still going, and then the ball's cleared away by Grimes, and it's going to be a Leeds United corner here. Good play by Nonto there. Oh, no, it's going to be a throw-in. It's spanned backwards. I don't know what it is. Oh, it is a throw-in. Just couldn't tell what they were doing there for a second. The ball goes back to Strauch now off that throw-in. Now Ampadu. Plays it out wide again to Byram. Then Kamara plays a nice ball into Somerville. Somerville tries to go past his man and does so. Goes into the box. Somerville cuts it across. Shot by Bamford. Just goes past the near post. Really good move there from Leeds. Really turned it on quickly there and just weren't able quite to get that telling touch. But Somerville did so well to go past his man. Gets the ball to Bamford and he can't quite squeeze it into that bottom corner. Unlucky there from Leeds, but really, really good build-up play. He's wearing it, but doesn't seem to be playing for it all the time. His decision-making sometimes makes you wonder if he's playing for himself. It just almost feels like he's playing a different game, like he's playing his own game. The ball's just been given back to Glenn Kamara. Glenn Kamara just on the edge of the box, back to Bamford. Bamford going to shoot. Bamford's shot straight at the goalkeeper in the end there. Not enough conviction in that finish. Just needed to try and put it to either side of the goalkeeper and ended up hitting it straight at him, but a bit better from Leeds there. Grimes tries to flick that one around the corner, and then Yates has nearly got in here down the right-hand side. Cuts it back to the edge of the box, curled towards the back post, and Ampadu didn't really need to do that there. If he'd have had a shout, he wouldn't have had to try and clear that, and it's gone out for a Swansea corner here with 15 minutes remaining, and I've just really hurt my ankle on my chair, so ouch. Bellingham scores for Real, 2-2 versus Napoli. I thought it was already 2-2. I think it's Charlie Patino, the youngster, about to take this corner. Whips it into the box. Headed away by Strouk well there to the edge of the box. Drops into Grimes. He shoots. Sliced it wide. Didn't really have any conviction in the finish and ended up slicing it well wide there. It's going to be a Leeds goal kick. Do you think we'll get Spence on for 10 minutes? I don't know. I don't think so. Because I think if you look at what Farke did at the weekend, oh God, it seems to be Firpo and... There's nothing wrong with bringing Jaden Anthony on, but Firpo seems to be coming on. Blackburn 3, Birmingham 2. Wayne Rooney working his magic and losing again there. Yannick Bolasie is about to come on for Swansea. Yannick Bolasie, the ex-Everton man. The ex-Everton and Crystal Palace man, Yannick Bolasie, 34 years old now, coming on in the Championship for Swansea. He's just signed on a free, I think, so he's coming in. Walsh as well, coming on as well for Swansea, so they've made all of their substitutions now, I think. Yes, they have, because they brought in Patino and Cullen, then brought on Harry Darling, now Bolasie and... that other bloke. And Leeds are actually going to make another double substitution, but not quite yet. Ball with Rodon out on the right-hand side. Goes down the line to Archie Gray, who tries to poke it beyond the defender to Wilfred Gnonto, but they pick it up and then they can clear the ball to the halfway line where Ampadu can pick it up. Kamara back to Strouk and then across to Byram. Byram on the left-hand side of the centre circle. Goes back to Strouk and then across to Rodon. Back to Meslier again. Ball goes to Pascal Strouk and he comes over the halfway line with the ball and gives it to Byram. Ball curled into Pirou in the front positions and then he's been judged offside because he's coming back from an offside position. Swansea's heads have dropped. Even Bamford could capitalise on that surely. I hope so. But we are bringing on Junior Firpo. Maybe Byram just hasn't quite got that full fitness back yet, but Junior Firpo, who I was talking about before, you'll have to keep your those of you who've got the footage, you'll have to keep your eyes on Firpo and see if he's doing what I said he was doing. Somerville's coming off for Anthony as well. Firpo is too wide because Byram is actually an inverted fullback when he's playing for Farke. He actually tucks inside and makes it inverted runs. And he's always back in the right positions as well. So be careful of watching Firpo go too high and too wide in this system because he shouldn't really be doing that for me. Throwing on the halfway line for Swansea, and they decide to go backwards to Ben Cabango. Then it goes across to his centre-back partner. Long ball forward here from the centre-back. Headed over the top of Firpo towards Jamal Lowe, and it's actually offside there. Firpo looks to the linesman and gets his wish, and it's offside there against Jamal Lowe. It's important that we bring Bamford into form, though, as I feel we'll need him at some stages if we're going to be promoted this season. Yeah, because, I mean, potentially there's no way that we keep Pirou and Jorginho fit through the whole season, so Pass from Archie Gray just cut out there, and the ball goes back to the Swansea goalkeeper. Nearly loses out there, but Grimes now picks it up. Goes to the fullback. Back to Grimes, but they somehow manage to keep the ball. Here's Charlie Patino. Does well to keep the ball and then give it to his centre-back. Who goes out wide here to Yannick Bolasie. Back down the line to the centre-backs. Swansea don't really seem like they have a way of trying to get through Leeds here. And with only 9 minutes to go, it looks as though Leeds are trying to get the better of this last 10 minutes and just stop Swansea being able to play through them. And so far it's working. Yannick Bolasie now with the ball. Nice little back heel. Ball inside here. Yannick Bolasie's asking for it back on the wing, but the player goes inside here. Gives the ball to Patino. Tries to lay it off for Cullen on the edge of the box, and Piru, who came in and defended there, was brought down. I think it was Walsh actually on the edge of the box, and Piru was brought down, and Leeds are able to get the free kick just on the edge of their own box. Pascal Strauch seems to be cramping up a little bit here. Don't know if he's just wasting a little bit of time or what, but with 2 games this week, you hope that Pascal's fit for the weekend game as well, really. Huddersfield are 2-1 up at Sunderland. I've just lost all picture, but only have the commentary. Oh, we've got it back. Firpo tries to get the ball into the box, and it's out to the edge where Glenn Kamara is. I've never seen Glenn Kamara have a shot. I feel like he should just shoot sometimes. Glenn Kamara now with the ball. Bamford's in the box. Bamford tries to shoot. It's defended well by the Swansea player. I don't think he was ever going to squeeze it in from that angle, but the shot could have gone across the goalkeeper and had a tap in at the far side. But it was almost an accidental pass to Bamford there from Glenn Kamara, and his shot is deflected over the bar, and Leeds have themselves a corner kick here. Bamford waiting in the middle for it. Bamford, Piru, Firpo, all in the box. Jed Spence warming up alongside Ilya Gruev and Liam Cooper on the sidelines here. Don't think we're going to see any of those. I think we've only got one substitute left anyway. Jaden Anthony, ball into the box. Goes to the near post, flicked by Joe Roden, I think it was there, and saved away. When was the last time Bamford scored? I genuinely can't remember. So a nice little flick there from Joe Roden with like a back heel, and it was defended well by Swansea, and Leeds have another corner kick here. Jaden Anthony to take this one again. Telling Glenn Kamara not to come short for it. This time he puts it right on the penalty spot, headed away. It was a good corner, but nobody was really there to finish that one off. Patino trying to get the run on Glenn Kamara, and Glenn Kamara is just going to pull him back all the way to the point where it's going to be a free kick there. Cabango now tries to play a long ball forward. Header won by Lowe, but then Rodon comes and win the second one, and then Ampadu into Kamara. Kamara around the corner to Nonto. Nonto trying to get the run on his fullback here. Looks like he's going inside and then goes outside. Tries to get a ball across the box, does so, cleared, but only so far, and then Yannick Bolasie clears it all the way up to the halfway line. Jamal Lowe tries to hold it up for his teammates and then goes down under a really gentle push from Joe Roden and does a bit of an alien flop. And Swansea get the free kick. Ball back to the Swansea centre-backs. They're just trying to play it out from the back now. Ball down the left-hand side. Swansea trying to go down the line to Yannick Bolasie here. Here he is with the ball. Tries to go past Archie Gray. Gets the ball into the box. Headed away by Firpo. Good defending there from Firpo. Got to give him credit where it's due. Shot from the edge of the box from Patino, but now Jaden Anthony's able to come away with the ball. Now Joel Piroux has it. Nonto's trying to make a run beyond him. He also has Bamford ahead of him. Looking for options. Has to go to Nonto and slow things down a little bit. Now Nonto goes out to the left-hand side where Firpo can pick the ball up. Firpo comes back inside to Glenn Kamara, then back outside to Firpo again. Back to Glenn Kamara. Just playing little 1-2s here, and then goes back to Pascal Struijk. Seems like Leeds maybe just trying to slow things down and play... just play the game to death, really, and slow things down, because we had a chance for a counter-attack there, and I think potentially Farke was shouting at them to slow down and not go hell for leather to try and get a fourth. It literally, just as I was saying that, Rob's put his comment in the chat about this is where we contrast to the Bielsa years. Bielsa would be screaming at them to have a crack right now, whereas Farke is much more pragmatic. And that's exactly nail on the head. That's what I was just talking about. I think he actually genuinely slowed them down there on that counter-attack and told them not to go for it, just so that they don't leave themselves open to conceding a second goal. And instead, they just slow things down, kill the game off, and see it out for a nice victory. Pascal Struijk with the ball down the line for Firpo. Firpo doesn't quite get there, but Pascal's pass has put it right by the Swansea corner flag, so that's going to take them a while to get back up the pitch again if they do try to do so. Probably why Farke has such a good promotion record. Yeah, I agree as well. Is that the attendance, John? I'm guessing 34,905. It's not. I mean, it is a midweek game and it's absolutely freezing. But I guess it would have been a good game to watch, you know. Cooper on as well, is he? Oh, yeah, Cooper's coming on. I can see him now down the bottom of my picture. Yeah, Struijk's just coming off, just giving Struijk a little bit of a rest. Struijk's going to hand the armband over to Cooper, his predecessor, really. And you can only imagine that Cooper's not got too many times going out and playing for Leeds United again, really. But it's nice to see him get on the pitch, isn't it, really? I mean, he's not going to retire or anything, but he's just not quite good enough for Leeds anymore. Jaden Anthony's just sliced that ball right to Yannick Bolasie, but then Bolassie's touch is too heavy, and Archie Gray's able to shepherd it out. Yeah, Greenwood's not eligible to play. Yeah, you're right. He's not eligible to play against us for Middlesbrough on the weekend, so we don't have to worry about him coming back and scoring against us. Bamford holding up the ball really well there, and he's won Leeds a throw-in. Why is the commentator saying for the prices they charge for the tickets at Elland Road, you'd imagine that they'd want to get as much time out of them as they can rather than the people who are leaving early? I'm sorry, but there's concessions and away fans pay less when they agree a deal with the club. So it's just, yeah. Defeat. Oh my God, Sheffield Wednesday have equalised through Jeff Hendrick. That's fantastic news for us. Good foot there from Cooper. Then a good foot from Jaden Anthony, and then Bamford would have been in there, but it's now he's offside, Bamford. Guess that's what Rob was on about a minute ago. Bamford just needs to, I don't know, he just struggles, doesn't he? 4 added minutes, by the way. Hold on. There you go. I'll take that one off. You should be able to see. There you go. Headed away by Joe Rodon. That cross. Paul Lucas saying, cheers, Max, once again for your stream. No worries. Come on, those who have not hit the like button. It doesn't cost you anything. Yeah, smash the like button, everybody who's still in here. That would be great. Thank you. Long ball forward here from Swansea, and then Firpo doesn't quite go up for the header. Now Jamal Lowe with the ball. Blocked by Cooper, and it's going to be a corner. Yeah, I've seen that 1-1 Wednesday. Jeff Hendrick scored 90 plus 3 minutes. Walsh here with the corner. 2 hands up. Puts it across the box, headed out to the edge. Grimes now. Plays it out and Leeds are forcing them backwards. They play a long ball back into the box and Meslier is able to just pat that one down and then pick it up again. Leicester have had 68% possession but 100% passes square or backwards. Yeah. I suppose a late flurry of goals from Millwall is out of the question. Well, wishful thinking, isn't it? I'd love to think that they would do that, but somehow I doubt it. Bamford does really well to hold the ball up there. Then Nonto into Kamara and then back to Nonto and then Kamara's fouled, so it's going to be a free kick to Leeds. This will be nice for Leeds because it just slows the game down, breaks things up, doesn't really allow Swansea to get any time on the ball. I think he's asking Ben Cabango and Bamford to come together here so that they can have a chat, because I think he's wanting to talk to them both. I don't know what happened there between them. Cooper across the road on Leeds, went back from the free kick, by the way, and now they've gone all the way back to Meslier. Meslier is going to send this one long up towards Glenn Kamara, who's the furthest man forward, strangely. Now Patino plays the ball to Balassi, but Leeds have won it back. Now Piru with the ball. Piru plays the ball into Bamford. Bamford's inside the box now. He's on the edge of the box. Plays the ball down the line to Nonto. Nonto back into the box where Jaden Anthony's waiting for it. Jaden Anthony trying to get a shot away, but taken away. And Grimes can clear that one in the end. Nice little touch there from Ampadu back to Gray. Now Gray's looking to get the ball in the box. Crosses it in nicely. Headed over the bar by Jaden Anthony. Really good chance there for Leeds to make it 4. Jaden Anthony just needed to get over that header and he was a little bit underneath it. Ended up putting it into the cop in the end. But a good little bit of play and really good cross from Archie Gray. Should have been 4, yeah, absolutely. Sunderland 1, Huddersfield 2, good full time. That's good news for us. Millwall come back. Come on, you Lions. Leicester 1-1 finished. Thanks, guys. That's fantastic news for us, isn't it? Blackburn 4, Birmingham 2. Archie Gray going to take this throw in then. 40 seconds left of this game. Nonto now with the ball. Leeds with the chance to counter-attack here. Nonto needs to play this ball to Jaden Anthony. It's a really poor pass in the end. I think I could have played that ball into Jaden Anthony there, seriously. And Nonto's played it straight at a Swansea player's foot. Full time then at Elland Road as well. Leeds have won 3-1. Fantastic result for Leeds United. Let's just have a quick look at the Ipswich game just before we finish. 3-1 here. There's 10 minutes left. Let's just watch the end of this game. So stay with me. Don't leave. We've won our game, but we're just going to have a little look at the Ipswich Millwall game and just see. We're just going to see if Millwall can score another goal. Cheers for joining me, everyone. But you can stick around if you want for the next sort of 10 minutes or so for the end of this game. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. We'll give it 5 minutes, and if it's boring and they don't score, then we'll go, because I need to do a match reaction as well and get it uploaded and everything. Let's have a look at the championship table. Leeds up to 35, so only 8 points behind Leicester, and 7 points behind Ipswich at the moment. We're a point ahead of Southampton. Don't you have a proper... Me? Yeah, I have a proper job as well, actually. But that's tomorrow, not today. Well, I mean, it was today as well. It's every day, but you know what I mean. Ipswich trying to play out from the back here, and Millwall are actually pressing them here. It's actually very foggy at Portman Road here. Good header there, but Ipswich try and go forward here. If they score again, I'm just going to stop because thanks very much for that super chat, Karen. I really appreciate it. Shame if we had killed off Rotherham, it'd be 6 points to Leicester, 5 to Ipswich, and 3-point cushion to Southampton. Yeah, it would be, wouldn't it? But I guess it's not. Yeah, it's not. It's not always going to happen, is it? Winning every game that you should win. So we've done what we needed to tonight and played a good game of football and won. So Leif Davis, ex-Leeds man, just on this free kick on the halfway line now. Looks like he's got no options. He's done really well there, actually, Leif Davis. I shouldn't say that like he's a charity case. He's actually been really, really good this season. Ball played out wide. They go down the line here and cross the ball into the box, flicked on, and then picked up by the Millwall goalkeeper here with relative ease there. Do you know what? We are going to end the stream. I've got a video to do. Thanks for watching, everybody. I really appreciate everybody joining me. There'll be a match reaction on the channel. There'll be a match reaction on the channel tonight. There's going to be a tactics video tomorrow. There's going to be a Dream Teams next week, another history video on Monday, another tactics video next Thursday. Live stream, watch match reaction, all that stuff at the weekend. There's so much stuff coming, so make sure you get subscribed, make sure you hit that notification bell, and yeah, enjoy the rest of your week. There'll be more videos on the channel, and then I shall see you live again at the weekend for the Middlesbrough game. So thanks very much for joining me, everyone. Thanks for those of you as well who've given super chats, and to the members as well. Really appreciate every single one of you who joins me in these streams. Great result for Leeds tonight, and some great results elsewhere as well with Leicester drawing their game. So thanks everybody for joining me, and I shall see you next time on Leeds Lately. There'll be videos coming thick and fast this week, so make sure you look out for them. Cheers, guys.